This video contains 10 minutes of NeTi footage with 1-minute segments per sample.
Well, public performance, I performed in my home for many years, and then grade two. Grade two, I was messing around at the back of the classroom, making fun of some music record the teacher had put on for music class, and everybody was playing their recorders like this, and I was aping the record at the back of the class, doing all the instruments and stuff. And the teacher tried to center me out and said, "Jim Carrey, if you want to do that do it in front of the whole class," kind of thing. And I went, "Okay." Like that, and I got up and did this insane dance in front of the class, and the place fell apart, and everybody fell on the ground, and the teacher asked me to do it at the Christmas assembly. So on all fours, falling on the ground and laughing, and I went, "Oh, this is it, man. This is it. I want to entertain the clergy." I knew I wasn't going to get it because when I got out of my car at NBC Burbank to do the audition, I heard a voice say, "Don't do it! Don't jump!"
Your friend.
In what?
Criminal Minds.
Oh, in Criminal Minds? None of them. I'm kidding. Oh, I love all of them. Yeah, they're all like family. I'm Paget Brewster, who plays Emily Prentice. I introduced her to her husband, and in a few months, I am performing their wedding ceremony.
Wow.
So I'm very honored, and then I can marry you if you want to get married to someone.
I am married.
If you want to get divorced and then marry someone over there, I can do that. I'm going to just become a full-time minister, I think, after.
Well, we'll hire you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
we have a lot of fun. We have so much fun. I don't even know where to begin. I once created with my brother a fake clothing line to trick Shamar Moore into thinking that someone else had created a similar clothing line, and he got very upset, and then it was April Fool's Day, but I didn't tell him for 1 year. So for a year, the joke continued.
No, thanks for hanging out. I didn't, early on in this movie, there was a group of us that were there, and then a bus was late. I was explaining to this girl, she goes, "Why is he dying?" And I'm like, "Oh, he was in Tuscany, and he loved these shoes so much that he left to last a lifetime, and he's on his last pair." And I realized then, I freaking love it. No, I mean, it was just so much fun. But I can't imagine, because of the imagination that was involved, for you to portray what is going on in this world that is not happening, because everything is stressed that when she says kids movie that you're looking at the biggest kid right here.
Me too.
Because I mean, I'm just like, I want to go to that store. You know, it's just like, let's talk about when the first time you saw Dustin in character. I mean, did you know he was going to be that guy?
Laugh.
Yeah. You never know though with child actors, because you could go either way. But this kid is so. I was laughing out loud. There's the scene when Dustin's in the hospital and they say.
But it turns out that there's a symmetry associated with those theories that causes those contributions to be manageable. You can ignore the infinities and produce predictions which actually work. It turns out in general relativity, because of its mathematical formulation, you can't ignore those infinities. At some level, the quantum mechanical contributions can't be tamed, and they produce nonsense. It really is just because of the nature, the mathematical nature of general relativity. And that's one of the features. The other is the conceptual problem of if space and time are the variables of general relativity as they are, then to have a quantum theory space and time is conceptually very complicated. But right now that's not the problem. The problem is mathematical, that you have to make sure that infinite fluctuations in the gravitational field at very small scales don't screw up the theory, and right now they screw it up.
There was this funny point, I can't even remember, a couple years into Mythbusters. Jamie's wife, awesome woman, science teacher, lifelong science teacher, came by the shop, and she and Jamie are very sweet. They've been married forever, and she was like talking to him about stuff that they were doing, but as she was talking to him, she affectionately smoothed out his mustache. And it was so freaky for me to watch a human touching Jamie's mustache. It was like, whoa, what is she doing? But you know, that's the way that's how they roll, and that's totally cool. Really grateful for Bill for inspiring me at a young age of the idea that science could be fun. And so, absolutely, he's been hugely inspiring. I naturally accrete to busy. I like filling my days. I like backing appointments up to each other. I like taking care of a lot of stuff. It's in my nature.
What is a geek in my head? What does society at large think a geek is? What do I think society thinks a geek is? I think that just being able to ask those 3 different questions about your one question kind of makes me a geek. I think that a lot of the paths to be successful and have lots of money are geeky paths. Like Bill Gates is a rich dude. I think he may be the richest dude. And he got there by geeking. By geeking. Put up a picture of him from his early. There are a lot of cool things you can do being a geek. Like, here's another thing that might be it. Geekiness is more acceptable because now technology is the one way that we see the news every morning and go, oh man, we know a thing today that we didn't know yesterday. An element of being able to step back from the world, allowing you to analyze it better. I know a lot about the Mongols. I could totally geek out about the Mongols. One of the things that Genghis Khan did, he respected the geeks. He didn't kill us.
With the last record, though, I think I learned the hard way that you need to write even when you're touring really aggressively in all the gaps. When I was touring on Siberia, I just didn't write when I was on the road, and when I went home, I took a break. And when it came time to write a record, to write a Little Machines, I hadn't really worked on anything, and then suddenly there's all this pressure to get it done quickly, and so you're in a small amount of time trying to like find your new place and figure out what you're going to talk about and find the new sound and one up all your other records. And I sunk into this deep writer's block. So I think I learned the hard way that you have to really work on it regardless. So I have been working on new stuff, but I think the focus right now is still like a year after Little Machines came out, we're still touring on it. And actually, in a few months' time, I don't have the release date yet, but an acoustic version of Little Machines will be coming out as well.
Of course.
So that's my next thing I'm excited to show people.
And will you tour with that?
About it.
Nothing. Haven't found it yet. Can I just say, it's hard to love the films that you're in because you're too close to it. You can't be objective. I love this movie too, and if I wasn't in it, I would be, the person at the theaters on Friday. I'm so excited for people to finally get to see it.
That's so great.
I did a bit. Well, I'm ambitious. Oh yeah, it makes me so happy. I mean, anytime there's don't get me wrong, I love it when I play it, but anytime there's a great female role in Hollywood. Well, I was trying to describe it. I'm like, it's an adult family film, but it's not like an adult film that families see together. No, it's not. It is not. It really is something that everybody can enjoy together. And even if genetically inherited disorder of the nervous system, their parents are trying to raise money to find a cure for them. They're $2 million into their goal of $10 million, but it's going to be they need another $2 million to before they can start doing clinical trials.
He does.
He doesn't. No! He was being sarcastic, and I don't understand sarcasm in email form. Okay.
There must be some terrorists in the atmosphere.
Yep, that's a good one. I mean, it's hard to forget it because I'm always reminded by it. I'll have people in the supermarket come up to me and start doing cheers. I just had someone bring in some pom-poms for before you and asked me to do a little Bring It On cheer. I signed, what do they call it here, American Girls?
Yes.
So I was signing someone's DVD today. It was a great movie. We had no idea when we were making it that it was going to be such a sort of phenomenon, culturally. It just popped, and it was like a wonderful surprise.
Actor?
I think, and I've been told that a lot of young women and young men and old have related to her character, and some people identified with Buffy, many people of course, in sort of her girl next door vibe, but then other people said, she had sort of the mom and a life. And
I think because I didn't know who Audrey was until I read this script, and that was so the first impulse I had nothing to do with research or anything. It just had to do with what was on the page, which was a woman who I could see as a writer. You're telling a story about a woman, or about a man, but the woman that he's in a relationship with is possibly manipulative and selfish and really motivated for maybe other things that she's maybe seeking the spotlight. And I understand that that's how it served a story and a purpose, but I read it and I felt really sorry for her, and I wanted to defend her, and I wanted to I mean, you can't not have empathy for someone who's in a relationship with an alcoholic.